Hello everyone and welcome to season 11 episode 6, the big finale of our American martial arts season. I'm one of your hosts, Dave Keane, and I am joined by the all-American high-kicking, highfalutin ninja master, Emma Spicer.
Hello. I was going to try and do an American accent then, and I thought, no, I won't insult our American listeners. I'm not American, as you can see. Here.
Come on.
We'll see. No, I don't want to be rude. Because it will be rude.
I think that's just a cop-out.
It is.
I think it's just a cop-out. Well, now I'm disappointed.
Oh, get used to it. I'm very disappointing.
Sorry, that's it. That's it. Podcast over. It's been a good run. We're done. That's it. No,
okay, bye.
We can't be done. We've got it. We've got one final episode then.
We've got to at least review this movie, haven't we? Probably
least,
can be done.
yeah.
We can't go. Yeah.
We can't leave not finishing
one
a
episode
season.
missing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not the done thing. You always finish the season and then you
Go your separate ways.
You don't get your season renewed by Amazon. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos. God, I fucking hate that man. Anyway, we should get cracking back on with this. Yeah. Sorry, I completely distracted myself with the fact that Amazon cancelled the Wheel of Time TV series.
Oh, okay.
And that happened a while ago now, but I just reminded myself of it, and it just upset me again. Anyway, this isn't conducive to actually doing what we need to do. So we're watching tonight. Oh God damn! I've really distracted myself with it. We tonight are watching American Ninja.
We are
one of the absolute classics of American martial arts movies.
I'd never heard of it, but you have watched a lot more martial
Terrible
arts
shit films.
and also martial art movies. I know all the Van Damme ones, but that's about it. I don't think I've watched any others.
Yeah, there's a lot
Wasn't
of
really my thing.
These really weird ninja films as well, which is strange again because nowadays, you know, we don't really give two hoots about it. But I remember very much in the 80s and that ninja was kind of banned because it was seen as something that could be really terrible, really bad. And the actual word ninja was banned in the UK.
Oh, wow.
And that's why in the UK it was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Oh, I think we've talked about this before.
And not
yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah.
And did you say this movie was rated R?
Well, on IMDB it says it's rated R.
Oh, okay.
But I think that
we'll find
I'm
out.
not entirely sure. We shall see, though. I don't I mean, I've seen this film years and years and years ago when I was
so
younger.
you can't remember.
But I honestly couldn't tell you, oh yeah, it is a really gory, bloody film. I'm assuming, you know, people get killed by ninjas, let's face it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be rated R. I don't think it's rated R because it's got boobaloobs in it.
Boobaloobs.
Boobaloobs, yeah.
Okay, it's a new word.
It's what my kids used to call
Just making-
boobs.
Really?
Yeah.
Boobaloobs.
I don't know why. It certainly didn't come from my side of the family because we're just like,
No.
tits.
I think with my kids it was boobies.
Boobies. Yeah, where did boobaloobs come from?
Don't
Must
know.
have been from the mum. But yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I know. I remember having a painting, a drawing of like what looked like W's with little dots in it, and I was like, what are these? And I think it was Emily that drew it, and she's like, that's boobaloobs. I was like, oh no, why are you drawing these? Why are you
I'm
doing
just
this?
wondering where the word boob comes from as well.
Oh, interesting.
It emerged around, it's an American slang term.
Yeah.
And it emerged around 1929. It's likely a shortening of the older slang term booby, which was used to refer to breasts starting in the late 17th century. The term booby may ultimately come from the Latin word pupa, little girl, used in child talk to mean breast. What? How does that come from? How does booby come from pupa?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's odd.
And there's also an older term for breast, bubby.
Bobbies.
That's an AI answer though, so I don't know if I trust that.
You can't always trust those because they just end up finding any old rubbish and going, oh, some people are saying this, so this must be a possibility. God damn.
Oh, okay. This one might be more accurate. It might have come from bubby, a German dialect word for a teat. Sometimes shortened in English from bubby to bub, which caused, or is said to have caused, one of my favourite misprints, winds that do shake the darling bubs of May. And then lengthened again to boob. Nothing's really that clear how it came about.
No. Oh.
Is it booby or booby? Booby with a Y or booby IE for breast? Someone's questioning
really
the spelling of it.
I think it would be if I
IE,
was
would it?
writing down boobies, I would write
IE.
B-O-O-B-I-E, not
That's
B-Y.
because you used to do it on the calculator, didn't we? And it was spelled like that.
Yes.
Because I would do IE as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, it has to be an IE. Maybe the bird, like the booby, because there's a bird that's a booby, isn't there? I think that's a Y.
Yeah.
Like the lesser crested booby or whatever it is.
John McCruick, the old racing guy.
Yeah.
He used to call his wife Booby, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'd be quite insulted if my partner called me Booby.
How did we get talking about this?
I don't know. You said about Boobaloob. Is it Boobaloob?
Yeah, I know, but how did I even get onto that? We're talking about American Ninja. Oh, because I don't know if there's any boobs in it. It's a rated R. I honestly can't remember. Yes. I don't know if my mum and dad would have let me watch films with boobs in it, but I'll know that's not true. They did do. Because,
I'm sure we watched stuff that was way older than we should have done when we were kids.
I remember watching Terminator and Highlander, and there's booby scenes.
I definitely watched stuff I shouldn't have been watching. I watched Bottom, way before I should have done because probably 99% of the jokes went over my head and I didn't understand them at all. And then when I got a few years older, I watched it again and I was like, oh.
You are so innocent. Because I remember, I know I'm older than you. I'm only, 2 years older than you?
Yeah, 18 months, I think.
Is it 18 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which, I'll round up. I'll round up for your sake.
You're 45 this year?
I'm 46 this year.
Oh, you're 46 this year. Yeah, so you're 45 now and I'm 45 in May.
And I'm 46 in December.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's about 18 months, isn't it? Anyway, I'm glad we sorted that out.
Yeah, because the listeners needed to know that.
Because when I was watching Bottom, I got all the jokes. So,
but what age did you watch it at, though? Because I'm saying I watched it way too young.
I watched it when it came out. When I remember waiting on a Friday night for it to come out. So when it first came out. I don't know. We must have been like 12, 13 when that came out, easily. You're getting an education, listeners.
1991.
Oh, so I'd have been 11.
I would have been 10, yeah.
Yeah.
So 10-year-old, I wouldn't get the jokes. I wouldn't get all the innuendo, would I? 10.
Oh God, I did. What does that say?
You had. I don't think it was me being naive and innocent. It was you knowing too much at that age.
I've just been exposed to too much by that age.
Yeah, because I've got a 10-year-old now, and I wouldn't expect her to. She doesn't know any. Sexual, she wouldn't understand any sexual innuendo whatsoever.
That's what happens when you grow up in the mean streets of Glasgow.
She knows a little bit about puberty. She doesn't know a lot. She doesn't know anything really about male puberty.
Okay. Yeah. Which is very heavily Bottom.
They did find her and her friends did find a book at school.
Okay.
About how to make babies, and saw some graphics on there. Not obviously drawn graphics.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't read it, but I think she's put two and two together and realizes that the man's got a part and the woman's got a part that makes a baby. And she's like, I think I've got an idea, Mum, of how they do it. And I'm like, And obviously she's at that age where she thinks it's absolutely disgusting.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately there was an inappropriate. Well, I say inappropriate. Apparently, it was their age range. It was in their classroom, but I don't know if it was because they haven't learned about that stuff yet. So probably shouldn't be in the classroom, should it? If they haven't covered that yet.
No, I know, because that's the thing, isn't it? You don't want them to misinterpret something and assume the wrong thing.
At their age, that sort of stuff freaks them out because they're like, "What you do? What with what? What goes where?
What? Why? That's the worst thing ever. Why would you do that?"
Until they hit puberty as well, they really don't understand why you'd want to do that with somebody.
Yeah, no,
they can't get their heads around that. or why you'd even want to see somebody naked or anything. Like,
yeah,
they're
that's
just
the
like,
thing.
ooh.
They know that when mummies and daddies really love each other, they have a baby. But how and what, the why and the wherefore.
And when they were little, I was always like, oh, well, when you love somebody, you do a special kiss and a cuddle, and that's how you have a baby. And now it's getting like, well, what is the special kiss and cuddle? And I'm like, find out at school. No, I am very good at talking to my kids about that stuff, but they do learn about it quite young at school now.
Yeah.
Because they have to, I suppose some kids go through puberty quite young, so they do cover puberty and stuff a bit younger than we did, I think.
Do you know who does cover it really well?
Who?
American Ninja.
Does he?
Just
to get you back to the film.
Trying to get us back to the film as best we can.
Okay.
Perhaps the American Ninja will teach us about the birds and the bees tonight. We just don't know.
We don't know yet.
We just don't know. Anyway, shall we talk about the synopsis and then figure out if we're watching it for the good or the bad tonight?
Yes.
All right, so here's the synopsis of the movie. There's one extremely short synopsis and one quite detailed. I'm going to read both of them.
Oh, okay.
Because here's the very short one. American soldier, obviously very skilled in martial arts, single-handedly takes on mercenaries in the Philippines. That's it.
Fair enough.
It is concise and to the point.
Need we say more?
And I love it. But it doesn't really do much for us, does it? So here's a slightly longer synopsis by Jean-Marc Rocher on IMDB. So Joe Armstrong, an orphaned drifter with little respect for much other than martial arts, finds himself on an American army base in the Philippines after a judge gives him a choice of enlistment or prison. On one of his first missions driving a convoy, his platoon is attacked by a group of rebels who try to steal the weapons the platoon is transporting and kidnap Patricia, the base colonel's daughter, who happens to be along for the ride. Joe rescues Patricia and gets her safely back to the base, but everyone else in the platoon is killed, leading his superiors to conclude that Joe is guilty of cowardice, collaboration, or simple incompetence. At the same time, the rebel leader vows revenge against the serviceman who disrupted his plans and sends an army of ninjas to assassinate him and bring back Patricia. If he wants to survive and save the girl, Joe's going to have to draw on every last ounce of his training. Bum, bum, bum. Well, it all sounds very exciting, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It
all sounds very, very exciting. I hope it is. Right, shall I toss this coin and figure out if we're covering the good or the bad?
Yes.
All right, what do you reckon?
Good.
Oh, no.
Is it the bad?
It's the bad.
Oh, I got it wrong last time, I think.
I think we've had the bad for the main episode a lot this season, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we have.
I say that, but then the listeners might be like, no, I clearly remember this season. 4 out of the 6 have been good.
We've got no memory at all.
We have no memory of what we talk about. However, what I do remember is that we have to watch this film now.
We do.
Before it gets too late.
Yeah.
So, Emma, let's go watch it.
Let's do it.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We have just watched American Ninja.
We have.
Also, originally known as American Warrior, I found out as I was looking at IMDb. And I didn't know if that was because of the ban on the word ninja or if it was called American Warrior and then decided, actually, let's make it a little bit more, I don't know, mysterious and make him a ninja. But they refer to him as the American Ninja all the way through the film. So I really...
Oh, yeah, true.
I really don't know what's happening
I suppose
there.
they could change the name of it, but once it's shot, you're not going to go over and dub the word ninja every time, are you, I suppose?
Oh, God, no. Could you imagine? That would be so painful. That would be so painful. And also, it would look terrible in the film, wouldn't it? Because Warrior looks nothing like Ninja when the mouth moves.
Yeah.
You know, I still remember one of the funniest dubbings in a movie ever was in Die Hard or Die Hard 2. I can't remember exactly what film it was, but it was, you know how sometimes ITV or something would show a movie and it'd be pre-watershed.
Oh, so they bleep out all the...
I don't know if in America or for any of our listeners in any other country around the world had something like watershed. So in the UK at 9 o'clock at night, you could start hearing swearing on TV, but before
Yes.
9, not a thing. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, and also you couldn't show any nudity before 9 unless it was medical. But then even if it's medical, it would sometimes be blurred out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, you know, like embarrassing bodies and things like that, programs
That's
like that.
right, yeah.
You could show. I remember watching one once, and it was really funny because this guy had a bent penis. When he got an erection, it like bent quite badly, and he had to take a picture of it erect to the doctor because obviously he's not going to get there and get a hard on. So he's like took a picture of it hard
Famously,
and took it to the doctor.
Famously, I think it'd be quite difficult.
And they put it up on the screen,
yeah,
the picture, but they pixelated it, but you could clearly see the shape of it. And I was like, what's the point of pixelating that? It's really funny. I mean, that thing was really bent, like it was madness. Yeah, I was like, no wonder you've gone to the doctors for that. But it was I think it was disrupting his sex life quite badly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it just made me laugh because I was like, just show the picture. It's medical as well. You're allowed to show medical stuff, but not sexual stuff, like not, you know, sex scenes and stuff. But also, I never understood, I think we've talked about this before, but I've never understood people being really, really embarrassed about a medical issue and then going on national TV and showing the world.
I find that strange.
Like, I'm so...
I'm not going to lie.
People go on there and they go like, oh, I'm too embarrassed to go to my own doctors. I'm like, but you're not too embarrassed to go on national TV and tell the world that you're a woman with a hairy chest or whatever it might be. Like, what?
I mean,
you can't go to your own doctors. But
there's nothing wrong with a woman having a hairy chest, ultimately.
No,
but it's like, if you're embarrassed about it...
That was actually a case that she was like, I'm too embarrassed to go to my own doctors.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you're not though, are you? Because if you can come on national TV and show it and your face... so everyone knows it's you, then you're not too embarrassed to go to your doctor, who has to be confidential. And I know why they do it, because they obviously get the treatment, don't they? A lot of the time they get like, she might have got laser treatment or something like that because she went on the show. So people go on the show because they get medical treatment they might have to pay for otherwise, and it isn't on the NHS. But to say you're too embarrassed to go to your own doctors is a lie, because I'd much rather go and sit in an office in my doctor's surgery, which is all confidential, than go on national TV and say, oh, look at my weird whatever.
There's a bit of me where I'm like, if I had something kind of, I hate to say the word weird, but if I had something unusual, out of the ordinary or unusual wrong with me, be like, I'll have my 50 minutes of fame. Here I am, everyone.
Depends what it is, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's something like, oh, I am riddled with syphilis. Then
well, you're not going to go on there for sexually transmitted disease or something, are you? And be like,
yeah. It might be like, oh,
there
was there was a TV show though, wasn't there, about like?
Oh, I think there was a sexual health clinic one.
Sexual health clinic one, wasn't there? Yeah.
There was a guy that went on one of them who was like, oh, my penis is really painful. It's really tight and painful and stuff. And she basically was like, you need to wash your penis. He wasn't washing it properly, and it was just build up. And I was like, and he'd been sexually active, and I was like, this no. Has no woman ever told you it stinks? And it's disgusting.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, the embarrassment of going on national TV just to be told there's nothing wrong with your penis, you haven't washed it properly. It's just grim. Like, so grim. Can you imagine his friends afterwards? They'd be ripping it out of him.
The thing is, I can only imagine as well, though, right? That's a fella who hasn't been taught by his
that's
dad.
what I was going to say. Like, if you haven't got father figure or somebody
who what you need to do.
Pays attention to that sort of stuff and actually teaches you wouldn't know necessarily, I guess. But it's grim, isn't it? But then you think, if you're having a lot of... Because he was saying that he was having a lot of sex. And I'm like, has no woman ever said to you, it kind of stinks down there? Like, that would smell after a while. If it's that bad that it's getting sore, it would be smelly. It'd be pretty grim. So has no woman ever gone, oh, that's disgusting, in a polite way? Don't know how you put that politely, but
no, I don't know how you can put it politely. Your dick stinks.
Yeah. But yeah, you have got to think not everyone's got parents who they can go to and talk to about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or B, that, you know, some kids are neglected, aren't they? And they're not taught things like how to wash properly and stuff like that. So it's a bit sad, really. But you would think that once you get to the point where you start having girlfriends, that one of those would tell you something was not quite right.
Look, I really love you.
Or would you not like Google stuff like that? Like, Why is it
I think
painful or
you'll
why?
be really, really surprised the amount of people who just don't think they can Google anything.
Yeah.
And I find that really frustrating, you know.
I do as well. When people like...
The world is at your fingertips.
Yeah, you've literally got the answers to everything.
A phone in your hand and you can't even think, I should look this up.
It infuriates me when people like, I don't know, it might be at work or something, they're like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And you're like, you can literally learn anything with Google. Like, I mean, I had to use a piece of software recently that I'd never used. And I just went on YouTube and I found loads of really helpful videos. There's videos on YouTube for everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I mean, it's a simple piece of software, but I just never used it. So I couldn't quite find what I needed to start off with. And then once I got going, I was fine. But I needed to create a new file in a certain way. And I was like, oh, I just don't really know how to get started. But once I got started, but I just watched this video for about 5 minutes. And they were like, oh, yeah, this is where you'll find this is where you'll find that. And then I was away. And I thought there's so many people that would just go, oh, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, people
at
work.
You've got the internet there.
People I work with think I'm some sort of Excel genius.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You just
I
look
just
it
know
up.
how to Google and say,
yes,
I want to do this in Excel, and then you read the guides.
I've done it so many times. I mean, I've got software at work that I've used for years and years, but there's so many tools on there and so complex that you'd never use it all.
Yeah.
So I've had times at work where I thought, oh, actually, I think I can do this, but then I've just had to Google it because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can do that in this software. I just don't know where it is or how to do it, and I've just looked it up. And I think, but there's people that sit there and go, oh, I don't know how to do that. I can't do it. Sorry. And you're like, you haven't even tried. You haven't. I mean, it's different if you attempt it. It's different if you go, I've looked it up, can't work it out. Yeah. But some people don't even try, do they?
No, they don't. They don't.
I find it infuriating as well.
And if you're listening and you're one of those people,
then piss off. No, don't. Please don't. Come back.
No, we don't. We just don't need your downloads. We don't care enough about them. Just figure it out.
Well, people like that probably can't work out how to download it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
I don't know how to listen to this podcast.
Anybody sitting here listening to this is actually
well done.
Yeah, well done. Well done. I was talking to my new manager at work.
Yeah.
And they were talking about because my job is in learning and teaching adults, and he was talking about how he's really interested in maybe going into doing some sort of learning podcast for our job. And I was like, Lee, I already do a podcast.
Yeah.
And then I saw his eyes light up and write down podcast. David is doing it. So I think I've somehow in the near future I will be the voice of my company's learning podcast at some point.
Did you get paid extra for that?
Probably not. No. But
maybe you should negotiate that.
It does mean I might be maybe a little bit longer before I'm made redundant. You never know.
Can you, at the end of it, can you just be like, and if you like podcasts,
yeah, I know.
Listen to this. Here's my recommendations.
Yeah. I'll just be like, oh guys, I'm just going to play a promo every week.
Yeah. How many staff have you got?
About 100,000 at last count.
Well, yeah, definitely do that then.
yeah. And it'll also be for
and all around the world as well.
All around the world, yeah.
Well, there you go.
I was looking at our downloads. We have downloads all over the world.
Wow, okay, that's cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. We have so many downloads from so many different places.
That's pretty cool to think that someone could be the other side of the world listening to us, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I've literally got the map up here at the moment. We have downloads in Cameroon, Benin, Kenya, Namibia, South Africa, Ghana, Algeria. We've got downloads in Saudi. We've got downloads in Iran. We've got downloads in Uzbekistan, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh as well, Indonesia, Russia. It's just amazing.
I'm impressed with us.
I'm really impressed. Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Argentina, Chile.
Nice.
Oh, I know what? All you people downloading us all around the world, I know we stay kind of really centric to like UK and US kind
we
of
do, don't we, actually?
mentality, but we haven't forgotten you. We love you so much for downloading us. It's so nice seeing all these little countries covered in on the map. It's really wonderful.
We're international.
Yeah, and hello to all you in Vietnam, and also might I say hello to you downloaders in the Philippines, because this movie is set in the Philippines.
I knew we'd get back to the movie at some point.
There we go. Look at that.
Seamless.
Wow.
Seamless link.
Seamless link. Yeah, I do think we need to start talking about
We
the film,
do.
Emma.
Because it's getting late.
So we'll run through the synopsis of the film, and I mean, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. Yeah. So this is the synopsis taken directly from IMDB, but it's I've had a quick read through of it, and it does make kind of sense as to what's going on. It's not in perfect order of what happens in the film,
Okay.
but it gives you a good idea of what's going on at certain points of it. Okay, which I think, yeah, a nice little summary of it. So we've got Private Joe Armstrong, who is our American ninja. We know that he's chosen to enlist in the US Army rather than go to prison, and he finds himself throughout the movie fighting off the Black Star Order of ninjas and also communist insurgents on a base in the Philippines. Now, when he saves Patricia, the base Colonel William Hickok's daughter, from a kidnapping, but loses everyone else in the platoon, Joe's popularity with his colleagues drop precipitously, and he becomes the target of revenge of the Black Star Ninja leader, Tadashi Yamashita. I think that's actually the actor's name and not the character's name. I don't know if we hear his name. Now, the Black Star Ninja, we find out throughout the film, is working for a foreign kind of foreign. I think he's French. Kind of businessman, I think. It's not really clear. Called Ortega. Or maybe he's not French. With a surname like Ortega. That sounds more South
Doesn't
American
sound it,
to
yeah.
me, doesn't it? So this Ortega fella, he's hijacking US weapon shipments for private sales in the Southeast Asian militant community. Now, the sergeant on the base, Sergeant Ronaldo, which, yeah, Sergeant Ronaldo, yeah, the famous footballer, the father of the famous footballer Cristiano Ronaldo, he was in charge of the platoon that was ambushed, but surprisingly, he was not touched by the rebels or the ninjas. Now, he returns to the base to report the kidnapping to the colonel, and Joe has kind of run off with Patricia because they're being chased by the ninjas.
Yep.
And he later returns back to the base with Patricia. Now, at the same time, we find out that Ortega has employed an old Japanese soldier as his gardener, sorry, I should say. But we later find out in flashbacks that this old Japanese soldier who he found in the jungle, and the soldier was unaware that the war had been over for many years. Okay, so it's one of those kinds of ideas. This Japanese soldier, is that kind of thing happened in real life. A Japanese soldier on a remote island didn't know the war had ended, and so he would only accept that the war had ended if his original commanding officer kind of stood him down. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this kind of thing happened. So that, or did it happen? I don't know if it happened or if that's like an old wives' tale kind of thing about the Japanese soldier.
Did we look this up? Because we had a discussion about it, but I don't
think
know
we
if we
did at some point, didn't we? I'll let you look it up. So yeah, he's found this old Japanese soldier in the jungle who was unaware that the war had been over for many years. But from flashbacks throughout the movie, we find out that this soldier is who taught our American ninja, Joe Armstrong, his ninjutsu skills. Now, back on our army base, okay, while performing his daily chores, we find a new character called Corporal Curtis Jackson.
It is true, yeah.
It is true.
He carried on fighting for nearly 29 years after the end of World War II in Asia in 1945, carrying out guerrilla warfare on Lubang Island in the Philippines until 1974.
Oh, wow. So they were kind of referencing him.
Oh, he initially held out with 3 other soldiers. One surrendered in 1950 and 2 were killed. One in 1954 and one in 1972.
Jesus.
The men did not believe flyers and letters from their families stating the war was over. They survived on wild fruits, game and stolen rice, and occasionally engaged in shootouts with their service rifles with locals and the police. He was contacted in the jungles of Lubang by a Japanese adventurer, Norio Suzuki, in 1974, but still refused to surrender until he was formally relieved of duty by his former commanding officer.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so he flew from Japan to the island to issue the order. They left him that long before they went out there and issued the order, knowing that he was there.
Did they realise it was him until maybe many, many years later, and they just thought maybe he died and they'd never heard from him again and his platoon, and then when they realised
Oh, here you go. Yeah, he'd been declared dead by the Japanese government in 1959, and obviously he came back in 1972, so they thought he was dead. That's why they didn't. And then they must have somehow discovered that he was still... I don't know how they discovered he was still alive.
And, the people in Lubang must have thought, this is just some crazy person waging war on our island. Maybe did they even think it was a Japanese soldier at the time?
Oh, he's written a book about it. Yeah. Interesting. Sorry, just another little tangent there.
A self-help book on how to know when the war is over.
No Surrender, it's called.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, that's another great American martial arts movie. No Retreat, No Surrender.
Oh.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is in that, and he plays the bad guy.
Oh, we should have watched that.
I mean,
we're done now,
I say it's a great film. It's also probably quite
in your
awful.
memory, yeah.
There's a lot of American martial arts movies that I thought about, but thought, oh no, it's a bit. And there was one called Best of the Best, which is about a martial arts tournament.
Yeah.
It's got Eric Roberts in it, Julia Roberts' brother.
Oh,
and
okay.
Christopher Penn, Sean Penn's brother.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him. Maybe I have seen him in things and not realised who he was.
Christopher Penn?
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, you've seen him. Have you seen Footloose?
Oh, years ago.
He's the guy that Kevin Bacon teaches to dance.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Christopher Penn, Sean Penn's brother.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. And also he was in Reservoir Dogs.
Right, okay.
He was the one guy in the heist who was wearing a tracksuit through it.
Right.
Anyway. So I find that interesting that they've referenced a real life kind of story in this.
Yeah.
Because it makes it interesting about Joe's story. Because in the flashbacks, and I'll probably go on about this a bit later, in the flashbacks we see a young Joe being taught ninja skills by this Japanese soldier. Yeah. So anyway, we meet this new character called Corporal Curtis Jackson. He antagonizes Joe and kind of... Because the base is really annoyed at Joe because they were being ambushed, and instead of just letting things get nicked, Joe fought back, and 4 soldiers ended up being killed because of it. But he does also rescue Patricia, so there's a bit of half of one, half of the other, really, isn't it? Anyway, he's antagonizing Joe, and he challenges him to a fight. Now, Joe easily wins this. Kicks Jackson's ass, showing off all his ninjutsu skills. But this impresses Jackson. And Jackson's like, actually, you know what? You're all right. And he tells all the rest of the soldiers watching, this guy's okay. He gets my seal of approval. So the soldiers are on board with him, and it's not a movie about him being just ripped the shit out of by soldiers all the time. Now, Jackson gets the whole story from Joe. We find out he has amnesia, but he always remembers his ninjutsu moves, and that has helped him with his instinct for survival. Joe remembers running with various street gangs and mastering several exotic martial arts. We don't go into much more detail than that, though. Just exotic martial arts.
Yeah, we were talking about this, how they lump martial arts all in together. There's some very different martial arts, but when you have a martial arts movie, it's a free-for-all. Any move will do. It's all lumped in together.
Care. They don't care. It was Last Dragon, where it was like, okay, he's a Bruce Lee fan who knows kung fu, but we're dressing him up as a ninja now. Yeah.
It was all over the place, wasn't it?
It was. Now, Joe remembers running with various street gangs. Now, Patricia arrives back on the base, and she works a little bit of skullduggery with one of the other soldiers to arrange a date night. And
skullduggery, I like that word.
Yeah, it's a good word, isn't it? Skullduggery. Yeah, it doesn't get
used
used
enough these days, do we?
No,
not in 2025.
Yeah, skullduggery. Why did I pull that word out? I probably couldn't think of the word I wanted and just went with that, but I'm glad I did.
Perimenopausal, probably.
Yeah, I think I am a little bit. I've got a little bit of bloating. And...
Perimenopausal.
Perry the platypus. Hey, Perry the platypus. No, don't get distracted,
okay,
David.
Just carry on.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Come on, we're nearly there.
So Patricia has a little bit of skullduggery, and with Jackson and another character called Charlie Madison, sneak Joe off the base, and she has a bit of a date night with Joe. Now, Joe is confined to the base by the Sergeant Ronaldo, okay?
I can't take Ronaldo seriously because my kid's a big
know.
football fan, so
I know.
that's what I think
can't
about.
help but think of Ronaldo every time I see it.
Yeah.
So I just call him Sarge.
Yeah.
Okay. However, Patricia's idea of getting him off the base in secret is to take him to like a country club where all the top military brass are going to anyway.
Yep.
So he's sitting there in his dress uniform, whining and dining, but not yet 69ing Patricia, although he does get invited into her house, the Colonel's house that night, might I add.
Slag. I'm joking. There's no judgment.
Whoa. Talk about women standing together, eh?
I just think that's a joke because I think it's funny that if a woman goes home with a guy on the first night, she's a slag, but men can sleep with as many women as they want.
Oh, gotcha.
And there's this whole, in this, like, now...
Oh, no, I mean, yes, we can, absolutely.
Now there's a whole thing about body count, isn't there? This ridiculous thing about your body count. I saw a really great TikTok about this. Yeah. Some guy was like, what do you think of men that ask about your body count? And she went, oh, for fuck's sake, why are men really asking that? Get a life, blah, blah, blah. And she just went off on one. And I was like, yeah, good answer. Like, why do they care? And why is it all right for them to have slept with 200 women, but if we've slept with a couple of guys, we're a slag? Like, it's just ridiculous.
It is
insane.
Absolutely.
Like, so that's not disgusting if you do it, but it's disgusting if I do it. What? Yeah. Sorry? Yeah. And you need women to sleep with?
Well, it's that old thing that people would say about a woman, isn't it? It's like, oh, you could bury her in a Y-shaped coffin. And you're like...
I really have not heard that
never
before.
Heard that?
No.
Oh, no, it's a horrible sort of saying that people would say about women that they would assume had lots of partners or was a slag. You could bury her in a Y-shaped coffin because, her legs are never just closed. Consistently spread. And it is disgusting. You're absolutely right. I think everybody should just sleep with as many people as they can, male, female, anywhere in between.
Why does it matter? Like, it doesn't obviously be careful. You don't want to be like catching diseases and getting pregnant. Clean your knob. Yeah, wash yourself. But yeah, it's such a ridiculous thing. Yeah. That means nothing when it comes down to it, really, does it?
It does. It means absolutely nothing. And I think the obsession with a body count is just like absolutely. And
it's just this misogynistic thing of like asking, like, A, you don't have the cheek to ask somebody that. That's personal. Yeah. And B, why does it matter? And why do you think, or like, why do these young men think that they can judge women for how many people they slept with, but they don't deserve any judgment for how many people they've slept with? It's like, oh, it's different for a man. No, it's not. It literally isn't. Yeah. It's sex. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Yep. I saw one guy going on about, oh, but a key can open many locks, but a lock should only be opened by one. All this, this nonsense they talk on like these podcasts.
Sorry, but keys only open one lock, and locks are only opened by one key as well.
Yeah, unless you've got a master key, I guess. But it's like they come up with this bullshit like this.
Should be left to just masturbate the rest of their life.
Yeah, it's just like, you play with your own key, mate. No one else wants to play with it. It's madness, and I'm so glad that a lot of women are like just standing up to it and just being like, "What are you talking about? Like, just shut up."
It is absolute
nonsense. There's that a guy that created a little song where every time they show like these little clips of all these normally young white guys with a podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's a little song, "Stop Giving Men Microphones," and I'm like, and they play that over clips sometimes, and I'm like, yeah.
I do every time I say to people then when you're like, oh, so what do you do for like fun? And I was like, well, I have a podcast, and about them I always have to be like,
it's about movies.
It's about terrible movies, and I do it with my absolute best friend in the world, Emma.
Yeah, it's not.
We don't have any opinions about women and women's bodies. It's just bad movies. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not. We're
not sitting there preaching about what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
I mean, you should also join the Patreon.
Yeah, obviously that's the only thing we do preach.
We are slags when it comes to the Patreon. We'll have as many of as you as we want.
We will. We love it.
We love it. You can bury us in a Patreon-shaped coffin.
I don't know what shape that'd be, but okay.
Well, it looks like someone on the floor begging, please pay us for content. Anyway, I was a bit lost. Yeah, so like, they're in this like really fancy kind of country club where the military top brass go.
Yeah.
Joe is sitting right there. He's supposed to be confined to barracks, and the sergeant is sitting there staring at him like, I fucking confined you to barracks. Why are you here? But the sergeant is sitting there with Ortega.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is kind of showing us that they're in league together.
Yeah.
Ortega's the bad guy stealing American shipments, and I think the sergeant is creaming a little bit off the top there. Now, Ortega tells the sergeant that he wants Joe dead.
Yeah.
Now, to ensure his elimination, Ronaldo leads him to an abandoned warehouse in the pretense of dropping off some supplies, but ninjas ambush Joe. However, Joe deals with them. Any of these ninjas that have been well trained, Joe
I've got this as a
takes
bad
them down.
scene.
Oh, magic, okay. Now, somebody steals his truck and Joe chases him on motorbike, and the driver tails Joe, crushing his bike, thinking Joe's dead. However, Joe is riding under the car and he's brought to the heart of Ortega's operation, and this encompasses all of the Black Star Ninja training camp. Ortega is paying Black Star for weapons stolen from the army. Oh, it's all a big conspiracy. It's all a big conspiracy. So we find out, obviously, Ortega is smuggling weapons from the US Army and selling to the highest bidder. Joe is caught by the ninjas and fights, but later makes his escape thanks to this old Japanese gardener who tells him, no, go this way. And we know from flashbacks that have already happened that this is Shinyuki, the gardener who taught Joe, or the Japanese soldier who taught Joe his ninjutsu skills, but Joe doesn't recognize him yet. Oh, drama. Now, Joe is immediately placed under arrest by military police, and these are the military police are led by Sergeant Frankie Private Stomper. That's his name. Okay. Now,
Nice.
I know. Yeah. So Jackson, Joe's new pal, asked the military police duty sergeant, and there's another amazingly named character called Sergeant First Class Chucky Act So Bad Wallowitz. Okay. He asked him what charges had been levelled at Joe, and later protests to Sergeant Ronaldo that the charges are not justified. Now, whilst Joe is trapped in the military prison, the Black Star Ninja leader sneaks into the holding cells that night, kills the stationed MP officers, including, again, another amazing name, Specialist Phil Hardcore Norton, okay, before trying to kill Joe. Joe escapes and challenges into a duel before other military police arrive at the scene. We found one Joe kind of runs as well, but one of the military police is found dead, and this is the Sergeant Ronaldo kind of uses this to further implicate Joe as a murderer. Now, Joe is hiding out in the base and grabs Jackson and explains everything to him, and Jackson gets Patricia and brings her along. So there's only three people that believe Joe: Jackson, Patricia, and this Charlie fella, who is another driver for the army and one of the guys who helped arrange the date between Patricia and Joe. So only these three people believe that Joe is innocent of all the charges, and they go and they tell Colonel Hickok everything they know about the hijacking and the murders, but he kind of scoffs at them and he dismisses them a little bit, but he then kind of says, okay, don't worry about it, I'll start an investigation into it. And this makes Patricia very, very happy, and I've got that for a bit of a I've actually got a new category tonight.
Okay.
And my new category tonight is bad overreaction.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Overreaction to something that happens.
Okay.
I mean, it was just so fitting for this film.
I've got one that I used last time and I'm using this time, but I wish I had used all season, and it's martial art move.
Oh yeah,
we should have done that all season.
Like a guest category for.
But I think it's in the good though as well. Yeah,
That's
fight
amazing.
move I've got, but it's in the good.
I know exactly.
But we could have had this.
Move.
Yeah, I know. You know. We should have had this all season, and I only did it in the last two. I think last episode we mentioned a particular move. I can't remember what it was now because our memories are terrible. But I then thought tonight, we should have done this all season, because there probably was loads of really good moves that we could have.
But you know what? At least we thought of it for the last episode.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to look back at my notes actually, because I think I did one last. What was the last one? The Last Dragon. I'm pretty sure I mentioned a move.
Yeah, I think you did. While you're looking it up, I'll crack on with the old synopsis for people. So yeah, Hickok kind of says he'll investigate it. Patricia gets really excited about it, but actually he doesn't start an investigation straight away. He actually contacts Ronaldo privately, and this kind of reveals to us that the Colonel himself is also Ortega's accomplice. So Joe's betrayed, and Hickok's orders Ronaldo to finish him off, and the Black Star ninja leader arrives at the house and kidnaps Patricia. And while Ortega threatens the Colonel, who's been involved in the scheme the whole time, to say, no, we're not putting a stop to this. You absolutely are continuing on with the plan for us to steal equipment and sell it off for a massive, massive profit. And these are missiles this time that they're trying to steal. But yes, Ortega's adamant on keeping the sale going. Now, at the same time, Joe drives off with Ronaldo and his men on his trail, so he escapes and goes on the run. And Joe's car clips Ronaldo's, sends him off course into a tree. His car explodes, kills Ronaldo or Sarge instantly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, Joe sneaks into Ortega's compound, and this reunites him with Shinyuki. It's revealed that Shinyuki, a former Japanese holdout soldier, adopted Joe at birth after the boy's parents died. Shinyuki trained him in the arts of ninjutsu before a bomb blast separated them both. Each has believed the other to be dead for years. Now, Shinyuki finally completes Joe's training, and they launch a surprise attack on the Black Star training camp. With remaining time left, Shinyuki completes Joe's training. I'm repeating myself. And they start the attack on the base. Now, Shinyuki unfortunately dies in the battle. At the same time, army officers arrive on the scene with Hickok leading the way, because he's had a change of heart because his daughter's been kidnapped. You know, why would you? I don't understand why Ortega would kidnap Patricia and make Hickok go against him effectively because he's kidnapped his daughter when they were in cahoots anyway.
I don't know.
Strange.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Now, after a big fight, Joe kills the Black Star ninja leader. Ortega tries to leave with Patricia in a helicopter, but Joe climbs onto the helicopter, rescues Patricia in time for our pal Jackson to fire a missile at the helicopter, killing Ortega. Now, the final scene sees Joe fulfilling his duty as the American ninja as he lets Jackson catch Patricia, and then the film just ends.
Yeah,
the film just
it's quite
ends
an abrupt ending.
Like, boom, we've saved Patricia, we've killed Ortega, we've killed the ninja. The sergeant and the colonel that were involved in the kind of selling off of American military ordnance are dead. Hooray! No fallout. But that's the film.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was really bored watching it, and then the end happened and it was really exciting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was bored, and then they had like a lot of action at the end.
Yeah.
And actually, I was bored most of the way through it, but I've got more good notes than bad. But I don't know if that's because I knew you were writing stuff down sometimes, so I left it. Because sometimes I'm so busy writing notes, I miss stuff. So I have got more good in my notes, but I feel like I'm not going to score it very high. So that makes sense.
I've got a fair few good bits. I don't really have.
Have you got anything bad?
I've got a bad scene. I've got my new over the top reaction.
Yeah.
I've got a bad prop, and I've got something that I don't know if it's a scene or a line or just a bad plot point.
I've got 2 bad scenes and a bad character, and that's it.
So do you want to talk about your bad character? Because I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, bad character was Patricia.
Yeah.
She was just so irritating, and it was so obvious that they were going to fall in love. But she was that typical female character. I hate this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Female character, like, what does she know? She's just a stupid woman. She's just annoying. He's trying to get on and save her life, and she's just like yapping at him. It was that. I know this is an 80s movie, so different times, but it was that. You get that a lot, don't you, in these movies? It's like, oh, will you just shut up? I'm trying to save your life. And she's just
she's trying to run away from these ninjas through the forest with these high heels on, and Joe takes her shoes and rips the heels off, and she's like, I hope you're going to take me to a shoe shop to replace those are my favourite shoes. That's the thing as well, in a lot of action movies in the 80s, the woman is wearing the most impractical outfit. She's got high heels on, she's got a little tight skirt on and things like that. And you're like, you just wouldn't wear stuff like that. Well, I suppose it depends if you've got into a situation you weren't expecting, but sometimes they're dressed like that when they know they're going somewhere. Like, I don't know, like Crocodile Dundee, doesn't she wear ridiculous things when they go into like the outback and stuff? And it's like, you wouldn't wear that. You would wear like sensible like boots and like trousers and stuff. You just wouldn't wear that stuff. So that, and it just makes the woman look like a bit dumb, doesn't it? Like, you know, oh, she's just like a ditzy woman that wears high heels to like the outback. Like, so that does annoy me a bit. But her character was really irritating because she was just like talking, and it was like, shut up. So I found her annoying. When they were running away from the ninjas, she was moaning and complaining, and he ends up having to like grab her by the mouth and hold it over. You know, I think if you're being chased by ninjas and it's life or death,
you don't care about your shoes.
You're deadly quiet.
Yeah.
You might be panicking, but you're not going through, oh God, oh, why do we have to do this? Yes, we do, because we're being chased and we're going to get killed.
And we're going to die,
But then also, Joe's so good that he takes out ninjas all the time on his own against 4 or 5 people at a time, and he's running away from 4 or 5 ninjas when he could have just turned around and kicked the crap out of them.
I know.
Because he's that good. So again, it's that weird kind of consistency with things, isn't it, in films, in these bad films. He can't do what he normally does because then this plot point doesn't happen. Yeah. Very disgusting. So I'm glad that you talked about bad character, because I want to talk about my over the top reaction thing now.
Okay.
So again, this is Patricia, and it's such a short little thing, but it's really like, oh, that looked really awkward. That was so awkward. So Patricia convinces her dad, the colonel, that Joe is to be trusted and that the big bad guy is working with Sergeant Ronaldo, and that they tells them all about like the stealing of the shipping and all that sort of thing, and it needs to be looked into. So the colonel is like, okay, fine, I'll start a big investigation now. Obviously, we later find out that he's talking absolute bullshit, and he isn't investigating anything. He's actually calling up Ronaldo and saying, come and get him.
Yeah.
But he says, fine, I'll start a big investigation. He gets on the phone, and Patricia does this kind of great big jump and a whoop. And it looks like she goes to high five Jackson, and she kind of hits his chest, and Jackson and Joe are just standing there deadly silent, not moving at all, not reacting to the colonel doing this. And it's like Patricia does this big whoop and a jump and a high five, and it was like, this was not an appropriate response to what's happening here, Patricia, stop it.
Patricia.
Just stop it. Have we found someone to replace Heather?
I think we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was annoying, wasn't she?
Could you imagine a buddy movie with Patricia and Heather? No, we would be clawing our eyes out, wouldn't we?
We'd be like, right, let's stop the podcast immediately.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, it was just a really weird, over-the-top reaction. But there we go. I think they were really playing her up as just a real pain.
But I just don't like characters like that, because they're just irritating. And I know I go on about this all the time, but you do have to warm to characters in a movie.
Yes.
And if you make them really irritating, then you don't. And then I don't care if she lives or dies.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, like, he's trying to save her life pretty much the whole movie. I don't care. Let her die.
Yeah.
She's irritating.
No one's going to miss her.
This is how I felt about Rick's wife in The Walking Dead.
Oh, Laurie.
Couldn't stand her.
Is it Laurie?
And I can't remember what her name was, but when she died, I was like, yes. And then her ghost kept coming back, didn't it? And I was like, oh, fuck off. And they're an irritating little son. Carl.
Yeah, Carl, that kills people.
I don't wish kids dead in movies, but I was like, well, not it's not movies, it's a series, but...
Oh, that's different then.
I'm like, yeah, that's different. I was like, I would be upset if Carl died. Because he was really irritating, but, you know.
See, that's the thing. I've read the Walking Dead comic books, and Carl wasn't that bad in the comic books.
No, they made him really irritating character.
And I don't remember Laurie being that bad in the comic books either.
No.
She does die, but she dies in a very different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, she dies in the prison, but not the way she dies in the TV show. Crazy stuff. But then, you know, when you have to fill 20-odd episodes a season, hour-long episodes...
So much of The Walking Dead, isn't there? So many seasons of it. I gave up with it because I was like, this is just the same thing over and over and over.
So boring.
Yeah. I mean, the first couple of series were quite good, and then it was like, so the whole plot is just you move to a different area, you set up camp, you move on. Like somebody becomes the leader, and then you move on, and... it just goes on like that and on like that, and you're like, there's no twists and turns here.
Sometimes they even introduce a new character.
Ooh. But Rick's in it the whole way through, is he? Is he?
I think he
till the bitter end.
No, there is a point where
I didn't get to the end. Oh, okay.
I gave up too. I very much gave up. I gave up in the second season, and I was a big fan of the comic books. Read all the comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, very painful.
Okay, what else have you got for bad?
I have a bad prop, a bad scene, and a bad kind of like, I don't know what it is. But it does get explained later in the movie. So
okay, so you do know what it is.
No. I mean, like, I don't know if it's a bad scene or a bad line or a bad like, plot point.
Yeah.
So early on in the movie, and this is before we understand that Joe has amnesia, and before we know that he was brought up by this Japanese soldier, effectively, who taught him everything.
Yeah.
Jackson is kind of talking to Joe's like, where did you learn your moves? Because, you know, you could be teaching people this. And he's like, I don't like crowds and blah, blah, blah. I don't like, you know, I like to keep myself to myself. But then Jackson's like, well, where did you learn all this? And Joe's like, I don't know how I know. I just know ninjutsu. I just know it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I know it. It's like,
really?
Well,
you're not just born knowing martial arts.
Are you ninjesus? What is this? What's going on here,
That's
Joe?
the weirdest thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah, but it does turn out that he's got amnesia and he was raised, and it's like muscle memory, I guess.
So it makes sense, yeah. I guess.
But early on in the film, it's like, where the fuck are you going with this?
Yeah,
because this is weird.
You don't just wake up one day, although people do, don't they? Because hasn't there been people that have had a head injury and they've woke up speaking another language or something? Is that true?
Or do they wake up speaking in a different accent? I don't know if you could just suddenly start speaking a different language.
Just an accent.
If that is the case, gears a whack. Honestly, give me a whack on the head right now. And then hopefully I can stop doing Duolingo for Gaelic, and I just will literally know it. That would be so helpful, especially the grammar. That would be really helpful. The grammar. Oh my God, the grammar. So yeah, is that something that happens actually?
I don't know. I'm just Googling it.
Okay, Google faster.
I'm trying.
Well,
this is AI again, so let's take it with a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Yes, people have woken up after a head injury speaking a different language. A phenomenon.
Oh, phenomenon.
You know that word, yeah?
Yeah.
Phenomenon. I can't say it. Sometimes called foreign accent. Well, that's accent.
Yeah,
syndrome,
I don't think they're speaking a different language. There's no way.
Brain damage affects language production.
Yeah.
Right, so this is case number 1. Ben McMahon, a man from Melbourne, Australia, was in a car crash at 18 and woke up from a coma speaking Mandarin, a language he had studied in high school but was not fluent in. The injury damaged the part of his brain that processed English but not the part that held the Mandarin knowledge. This sounds like bollocks. Leading to a temporary switch. And apparently there was a footballer that woke up from a coma speaking fluent French after a head injury.
What was his name? Thierry Henry.
Hannah Jenkins, after a cycling accident, she sent a text to her partner in German, a language she grew up with. But yeah, so you have to have some background of it, don't you? You can't just wake up speaking.
I mean, if I got hit over the head and started speaking Gaelic, I'd just be like...
Oh, no, hold on. This one, apparently, Ruben, can't pronounce his surname, a teenager who was kicked in the head during a soccer game, woke from a coma speaking only Spanish, a language he had not studied. His native English returned, but his Spanish skills faded. How can you, if you've never studied that language, how can you just wake up speaking it? That's crazy. That's nonsense.
It's got to be nonsense.
Because there'd be nothing in your brain to draw from, would there?
Yeah.
I get it if, like, you've spoken it a few years ago, but then you still wouldn't be fluent if you weren't fluent before.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
So it sounds like bollocks. That is an AI answer, so we won't.
Is that just a case of he only ever seemed to messages in this different language, and he would take 5 minutes to respond to everything while he was googling it.
Yeah, Google Translate.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? I didn't ask you where the library was.
Yeah, I'll take that with a pinch of salt, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, where were we? What were we on?
Bad.
Bad what?
Bad. I think we are free to talk about anything bad. We weren't on anything specific now.
Oh, okay.
Because I just talked about my bad, kind of like whatever it was. I just know kung fu, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So what have you got?
I have a bad prop and a bad scene.
Okay, I've got 2 bad scenes.
Okay.
I wonder if we've got the same one or not.
Oh, I find that interesting. Do you want to go with one of your bad scenes? I'll do my bad scene and then you do the next one.
So when Joe and Jackson first meet and they get into a bit of a argument.
Yeah.
And they have it turns into a bit of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all just a bit pathetic. It's all a bit high school, isn't it? Because considering they're grown men. Joe puts a bucket over his head and to fight blind to prove his skills. And I was like, what's going on at that point? What are you doing? Would you do that?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah,
and also,
no.
cocky shit. Like, why are you so cocky?
Yes.
I'm so good at this. I can just do this blind. Like, all right, arrogant. Get over yourself, mate.
Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it?
I mean, he was, like, don't get me wrong, he was fighting off like 20 ninjas at a time, single-handed. So he was pretty good.
Yeah,
but
he's all right. I mean, he's all right.
That was ridiculous. But I just hate arrogance, and that to me was like arrogant. And also Jackson was a bit like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
Why has he got a bucket on his head? Because it made him look like a twat as well.
It really was.
So that was one of my bad scenes, but then the other one is in the warehouse. Did you have...
I don't have that one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have the one with the bucket on his head, and I didn't have the one on his house because I saw you writing absolutely furiously when those bits came on. So my bad scene is at the end when Joe has stormed the ninja compound and he's having his showdown with the big bad boss of the ninjas, who I don't think we find out the name of. We might, but I am kind of lost in finding it in any of my notes. But he's chasing him. What's his name? Did we find his name? Oh no, he's just called the Black Star Ninja. That is literally just what he's called. So he's chasing him through the compound. And earlier in the film, we saw that this was all a sort of training area as well, with lots of different kind of training apparatus. And one of those apparatus, I don't know why I'm saying it like that, apparatus? How do you put it? Is it apparatus?
I think I would say apparatus.
Tomato,
yeah.
apparatus.
You know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. One of these items was, just like a frame with these hanging sort of barrels, these wicker barrels with these stabby swords sticking out of them. And they would swing left and right, and you'd have to dodge in and out of them to get past them. But it's just on kind of an A-frame thing, so it's not like...
unavoidable.
And it's in the open. It's not unavoidable.
Yeah.
So Joe is chasing the Black Star Ninja. The Black Star Ninja runs through this obstacle and is swinging the barrels things to slow Joe down. Yeah. And Joe follows him through the obstacle course.
Yeah, completely unnecessary.
And he could have just run around the side of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, what? Why?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It didn't make any sense.
It didn't.
Oh,
It
was
made
just
no
so
sense
weird.
at all.
So weird. But yes, what was your bad scene? Your next one.
So when Joe's in the warehouse and he gets ambushed by a load of ninjas, probably 20 ninjas.
Oh yes.
He fights them all off single-handedly, but the stunts all look terrible. So at one point he stabs a guy with 2 swords, but they very obviously just go between his arms and his torso. And then so it was a bit like Year 6 play.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another bit where a guy gets pulled off of a higher platform and he lands on what I think is meant to be a wooden crate, but it just breaks like it's cardboard.
Yeah.
That looked ridiculous as well. And then he ends up, he comes out of the warehouse and he ends up fighting a guy off of his motorbike and gets the better of him and gets on the motorbike. And then he manages to he throws the guy off and he's on the motorbike. And then later on he hides underneath a lorry to escape. It's just, all of it's just like, all right, I get that he's like, he's got these ninja skills and he's like a great martial artist, but come on, it's taking it a bit far. Like, it's a bit ridiculous now.
Yeah.
I just thought the whole scene, and normally I would love a scene like that because I'm like, oh, it's action and it's all going on, but it was poorly done. And even in a bad movie, we sometimes do get some good stunts, don't we? And don't get me wrong, there's a couple other stunts in here that I've put down as good, but I thought considering there were some good stunts, this scene let it down because this scene was very, and it was like almost like people waiting to go, like very choreographed, and none of it looks natural. It was like somebody was waiting to jump off a platform, or like,
all the fights were like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't as, let me put it this way, it wasn't as exciting as when I first watched it as a kid.
No.
When I was kind of ninja obsessed as a kid.
Yeah.
Really was. I mean, even so much so that, I think I've told you before, we had one Christmas, we got ninja outfits as gifts for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was just, a proper suit, black kind of karate suit, and trousers, and the hood, the mask, and the hood over it, and these little. And I mean, you could absolutely, if you look at the photos of him dressed up as the ninja in the movie, that was the outfit that we had almost to the T.
Okay.
Anyway, we were super obsessed with ninjas in my house, because just like when you're young and like you think that the Bermuda Triangle is going to be a problem for you later in life. Quicksand. Also ninjas. I thought, God, we're going to have to deal with ninjas at some point.
Yeah.
What better way? I'll become one.
Yeah.
I'll learn the ways.
I'll get the outfit, and they'll be, even if I don't know the moves, they'll think I do.
He's one of us.
Yeah.
He's young, so he's just an apprentice. He's a little overweight and a little stiff, but he'll learn.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the swingy barrel thing.
That'll
sort him out.
Yeah. We'll just lead him through there. Yeah. And he won't think to go around it.
No. That's the
He's
real
too young
trick.
and naive.
That's the real trick, isn't it, to becoming a real ninja? The day when you realise you can just walk around the obstacle.
That might have been a case of, they do social experiments with this. So if one person does something, people just follow suit. Yeah. So have you seen ones where they're like in a waiting room and they ring a bell, and every time they ring that bell, more and more people stand up? So they have actors in the room, and the actors stand up every time the bell goes. But the people sitting there that aren't the actors are like, when they do it once, they're like, oh, why are they all standing up? When they do it a second time, they're like, oh, we're meant to be standing up. And they don't even know why they're doing it, but they just stand up. And then later on, they'll have someone new come in, a new actor come in. Yeah. And when they stand up next time, they'll go, why are you standing up? And they're like, I don't know, everyone else was just doing it. And they don't think to themselves, why are we standing up? They just follow suit. So maybe the barrels thing, because the first guy went through, they don't think it. They don't think about it. They just follow suit because that's what humans do. They just like sheep.
Clever, yes.
Which is actually quite worrying because when you think about it, we probably all would do that, wouldn't we? I don't know whether I would do it in a waiting room like that if a bell just went. I think I'd be sitting there going, what's going on? But especially English people, we're too polite to ask. We're too polite to go, why the fuck are you all standing up? So I don't know, some people wouldn't they? Just go like, that's what everyone's doing, so I better do it. Yeah. And not really question it. So maybe that's how he got, that's the thinking there, is like, someone goes through this obstacle course, you're not going to think, well, I'll just walk around that.
Yeah. Well, you have that same sort of thing. I don't know if this is an actual thing that happened or if it's just like a parable, but it's the 5 monkeys experiment.
Okay.
Where you've got a room for the monkeys, 5 monkeys, and you've got a ladder in the middle of the room and bananas at the top.
Yeah.
And when the monkey goes to climb, one of the monkeys goes to climb the ladder to get to the bananas, every single monkey in the room is blasted with water or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So to condition them not to climb up the ladder.
Yeah.
And then they introduce new monkeys into the room, and the new monkeys are like, oh, there's bananas up there, we'll climb up and get that. But the other monkeys who don't want to get hosed down, who have been hosed down before,
will
attack the monkey to stop them climbing up the ladder. Eventually, all of the monkeys that were originally splashed with water and hosed with water are taken out, and all that's left are monkeys who have never been hosed with water, but
just know not
to climb the ladder. And then they introduce new monkeys, and they go to climb the ladder, and they have been conditioned to say, we shouldn't be climbing that ladder, so they beat the other monkeys, even though none of the monkeys that are left have been hosed. I don't know if it's an actual experiment that happened, because one, I think it'd be really fucking cruel to do that to an animal, or if it was just like a parable or a story that is used to try and teach us about just the dangers of following what people do, because it's what people do. And I don't know. I hope it's not an actual experiment that happened, but then we are a world of people who had an experiment that put people in charge of other people as if they were prisoners, and then they were completely fucking mistreated.
And there's a lot. I learned a lot about some animal cruelty places recently, actually, and I wish I hadn't learned it because it's awful. But there are places that are still doing some awful things to animals.
Oh, I bet.
And you just think, really, in 2025, there's some stuff that goes on. I don't want to talk about it because it's really horrible, but
I don't doubt.
There's some stuff that I found out recently that I was like, wow, that is... I mean, you've got to be some kind of sick human to work in a place like that. I would believe that they would do an experiment like that, actually.
I wouldn't be too surprised.
Anyway, did you have anything else?
A bad prop. Bad prop.
Okay.
And I was about to bring us back by saying people that experiment on animals, I'd want to use this bad prop on them.
Oh, okay.
But you brought us back anyway.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. It's nice to be, for once, the person doesn't have to try and find the way back to the to the issue.
I don't know what you mean.
So I've got a bad prop. So after the ninja attack on the base to try and kill Joe in the military prison, some of the military police they're driving around. And they kind of stop and they go, whoa, look back. And they turn the torch over and they see a soldier dead on the floor. And that soldier has a ninja star sticking out of his forehead.
Yes.
Now, ninja stars. Sharp pieces of metal in a star shape. Okay? And this is sharp enough to go through the skull of a human being.
Yeah.
So tell me why... when we actually see the ninja star in this soldier's head, it looks like someone has just taken a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, it does look like cardboard.
Cut it out and spray painted it silver and then just glued it to someone's
because
head.
That's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is.
It's not a real ninja star.
No, but I
mean, it's so badly done, isn't it?
There are ways of making it.
I mean, we've had some really
low
low budget movies that have had some really good props, haven't we, in the past? So it is doable.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit of effort.
Yeah, a little bit of
It's
effort.
a bit lazy, isn't it, just to cut something out of cardboard and go, that'll look like a metal object. No, it won't.
How long is it on screen? Oh, about 2 seconds.
That'd be fine.
Is it quite dark? Yeah, it's at night.
Yeah, but it's still very noticeable that it's shit.
Don't think they maybe mentioned to the props department that they were shining a spotlight on it. So your eyes are pretty much drawn to the shitness.
Yeah. Okay, so have you got anything else?
No, I'm done.
So how would you improve this movie?
Do you know what? I am going to go on a bit of a limb here.
Yeah.
The music. I would improve this movie with the music.
That was the other thing I wanted to mention in the bad. The music, you made a comment about it not sounding like movie music. It sounded like a TV series music, which I totally agree with. It wasn't really very 80s either. I suppose it was TV 80s, but not not movie 80s. And also, there's a song at the end credits. Oh my goodness, how annoying was that? It was like, the only thing I can describe it as was like when your kids go to a party and they get like one of those whistle things or like a little plastic musical thing. I don't know what they're called. And they just blow into that for hours on end, and you're like, shut up. It's just really irritating, like high-pitched noise. It was like an instrument like that, and it was just, I had to turn it off because it was just like, well, what is this sound? It was like sound rather than music, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the music was terrible.
It was so bad. So bad. I mean, I would absolutely just change the music completely. Yeah. If anything would be better than the music used in this film.
Yeah.
It was inappropriate. It didn't fit, did it, with the scenes? It just did not fit the scenes that we were watching. And when I said that it sounded like it was like music from the A-Team that you were watching, or music from Manimal,
which just didn't go, did it, with a ninja? Maybe.
Yeah, it just really didn't fit. Really didn't fit. Just
I agree with that.
Change the and the thing is, music is so integral to making scenes work as well. If you change that, I think you'd honestly make the film just a good 30% more interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
At least. No, 30%, not 100%.
100% agree with you about the 30%. Just to clarify.
That's 130% then.
I'm getting my percentages confused.
What would you change?
I would have, so we both agreed that most of this movie was quite slow and boring. I mean, there were little bits. We've got quite a few good bits.
Until the end. The end suddenly got really exciting.
All of a sudden, we were into the action and the fight scenes and the stunts.
Yes.
If we had had that all the way through, we wouldn't have been so bored.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, you actually got to a point where you were nearly falling asleep about half hour before the end.
Yeah, I was.
And I was like, and also we talked quite a bit. And I know if I talk to you a lot, that means I'm bored of the movie. Yeah. Because if it's a good bad movie, we're watching, aren't we?
Yeah, we will be focused.
And then it was at the very end. It was like go, and that's what it should. It's a ninja movie. It should have been like that all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely.
So more action, more stunts, like all the way through, rather than just right at the end.
Engaging action.
Yeah, because there were a couple of really good stunts at the end, which I want to talk about in the other episode. On the flip side, because there's a really good practical stunt that was a real stunt.
Yeah,
and it's really impressive. But then the warehouse scene, it was like really shit. So it was. Yeah, it wasn't consistently good. So I don't know what happened, whether they got like a new director or something, or a new producer halfway through. And they were like, right, we need to sort this out. So I would change that. And I agree with you about the music as well. So,
all right. So what are you scoring it?
Right, I don't know whether to score this lower for this or higher, but because I think it had real potential.
Yes.
So I've got quite a few good notes. Yeah, I've got a few different categories for good. And I think it had potential because of the end.
Yeah.
I've given it 2 out of 5, but I don't know if I should mark it down because it had potential and it didn't meet that potential, or whether I should mark it higher because.
Yeah.
I don't know. There were good bits throughout, and there was definitely a better ending.
Mm-hmm.
And just for things like the stunts alone, some of the stunts were great.
Yeah.
But we just didn't get it all the way through.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably been a bit generous with 2 out of 5. I did enjoy it more than last week's movie, I think.
Yes, I know what you mean.
I think.
Very different movies.
Yeah.
But I think I'm still very different movies, but also quite boring, but with some interesting bits. I think I'm giving this film 1.5 stars again, just like Last Dragon, because again it had potential. And then it
didn't meet.
And I think maybe I'm giving it 1.5 stars because I was a little bit more excited by the end.
Yeah.
But it didn't have a real draw. I think there's certainly a lot of things they could have done a lot better. A lot of things that they could have just gotten rid of. But yeah. An hour and a half of not very interesting ninja stuff or martial arts action. Well, I'd say an hour and a half. An hour and 15 minutes of not really interesting stuff.
And then 15 minutes.
And then 15 minutes of just...
of what it should have been all the way along.
Yeah. I'm not saying 15 minutes of greatness, but certainly better. 15 minutes of better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1.5 stars for me. So that's, again, another week where...
I've scored it slightly higher. In my mind, I was like, do I give it 1.5? Do I give it 2? And then I was like, do I give it 2 because of the end and it had potential? And I've actually got more good notes than bad.
Yeah.
Or do I mark it down because of that potential at the end? You've shown what you could have done and you didn't do it. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick at 2 because I gave the last one 1 and I think this was better than last week, but yeah.
I know what you mean. Right, well, what we're going to do now is we're going to go and we're going to record the
flip side.
And we'd love to see you all there. You can join us on the
flip side. Sorry, I thought he was going to say Patreon, and then I was like, he's waiting for me to speak.
By finding us over at www.patreon.com/ICBadMovies, where we're going to go and talk about the good bits of American Ninja / American Warrior, not to be confused with American Ninja Warrior, the TV show based upon the Japanese game show Ninja Warrior. So, because every time I try and Google anything about
I got that earlier.
American Ninja Warrior, I just keep getting Ninja Warrior stuff. But come and join us on there. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.